So for me, energies of this dude, and I don't know if you can see it from the light, right? It's reversed, and it's really something that is lacking structure. You have like two reverse faces, right? Both of them very important, right? But like there's like something new brewing here in the background, which is really, really good to know, right? So this can be, since this is your general energy, this is like the underlying common denominator, if you really wish. It could be somebody who is crazy dictator kind of a thing, vicious boss, tyrant kind of a thing, right? But also somebody who is like rude, and somebody who lies all the time, and somebody who's lacking morals and things that they can get away with this. Judgmental. This also can talk about absent father kind of a thing, right? So when this kind of like reverses, it's just basically telling you that, you know, don't lose your head, don't lose your cool, you will be provoked. And sometimes, actually most of the time, when we get this kind of challenge, it is done for a reason, right? So this can also indicate legal matters that are maybe not going in your favor, and you're getting a little bit kind of ticked off kind of a thing, right? And it could be an air sign that is really around, and there's like a lingering kind of thing, and sometimes you like them, sometimes you hate them. And yeah, air signs can be very judgmental or aggressive and brutal, right? Because when they're on a bad day and they're like not very developed to kind of like realize, just the hangman that I was explaining, they have to put themselves in other people's shoes and to see how things will be taken, they can become very irrational and illogical, almost like dumb, dim-witted, like. And communication here is not flowing properly. So that's going to be one of the challenges over here. When it comes to love, so move it slow, kind of like when this happens. In love, maybe you are in a relationship with someone who is kind of embodying those qualities, right? Or it could be you that you're displaying some of those characteristics of yourself in your love life. Keep in mind that, you know, you cannot really control love. It's kind of like a river. So if you jump in front of the river and they say, stop, it's not going to, kind of a thing. You'll be just a little kind of like wash on the shore. If you have a partner who is abusive or aggressive, though, or dangerous, right? You kind of like don't, you know, let your heart overrule your head. You know, this is a situation that you need to address, that somebody who is trying to kind of like steamroll you, right? But it also can indicate that, like, I mean, there are like a whole bunch of arguments over silly kind of like detail and silly things, right? So as I told you, this also can talk about absent father, but it also can talk about infertility, right? And if you're planning a child, it's going to be a really tricky month. I would say it's really the best to just relax a little bit more, work on meditations, etc. If you're single, then, you know, you might be not meeting the people who are just really kind of like jiving with you, right? Steer very clear whenever you meet somebody like that. Whenever you see them even uttering something like, so let's say you go on a first or second or even 10th date, and they don't say anything to a waiter, but the moment when you leave, you know, this and this and that. You know, in the beginning, you're supposed to like everything, and even if you express something negative, you're supposed to express it in a kind of positive way, right? So maybe this also can indicate, and this is in a positive way of looking at it, that you might actually be involving yourself with somebody who is that perpetual bachelor or a single father, right? So use your head, like very important to use your head to kind of like weed out unsuitable partners, right? And don't let your heart make decisions before, you know, somebody's really making sure that they have earned your trust. So this is kind of like, I mean, a way to deal with this guy.